Mates, good evening and welcome back. So here I want to show us how to draft this lovely Danshiki outfit. So if this sounds like what you want to learn, don't forget to stick around, watch to the very end, and get to know how all of these things we are drafted, and get to also see the sewing aspect as well of this video. All right, so let's get tutorial. I want to show us how to draft our Danshiki. Now, I know most people must have been watching my other videos I might have made on Danshiki, and I want to let you know that Danshiki are of two different types. They have the regular smaller version of Danshiki, and they have the maxi type of Danshiki, which is trending currently now, and which I have illustrated in my previous video. Even both of them, I have illustrated that in my previous video. So the only different thing in making these two Danshiki is by the measurements and the customer's choice and selection. So this video is going to explain in explicit how to make the moderate size Danshiki that looks like a normal short sleeve, not the 3/4 version of Danshiki that is big like the one I made sometime last week or thereabout. So now the measurements of this Danshiki will be taken from your shoulder measurements, your neck, the length of the Danshiki, and your sleeve measurements. Now, in the drafting, you don't need the chest measurements, both on the fitted Danshiki and on the maxi Danshiki. Now, the one we're making is on the moderate size, that's like short sleeve. So we are going to focus more on this. So now, the measurements required are the shoulder, the sleeve length, the neck, the top length, and of course the round sleeve measurement. You don't need the chest or whatsoever for the drafting. Now, before we go into that, now these are the designs I made from people that do embroidering for the neck, center neckline, and the sideways and the down parts are somewhere at the flap region. So these stuffs will be at this region, right, on the outfit. So now the reason I made this kind of an already made is because it's easier for me to fix, and it will be neater when I fix it by myself. So I will show you how to go about it, the fixing and everything. So this was made for me for the rate of I think 10,000 naira, right? So this still depends on your contact or who made it for you or who is making it for you, right? So it's well finished and everything. So I will show you how to fix this on the outfit as well. Now, having said this, now the measurement, like I said, shoulder, sleeve length, round sleeve, neck, and the length of the top. So my fabric I have here, I will make maximum use of it. It's not too big, it's not too small as well. I will try to manage the outfit. So if this video sounds like what you want to learn, don't forget to give me a thumbs up on this video, like this video, share, comment, and subscribe to my channel. So let's get to the main drafting proper. All right, so let's start from the drafting. So like I said, the fabric I'm using is not big enough, so I'm trying to manage what I have. So let me first of all cut out this what I'm cutting now is just from the point where I think the fabric was torn wrongly. So let me bring out the panels that I know that will be ideal for the front and back. Now the length of this could be added a band. In most cases, if the length is not enough, you can add a band to augment whatever you have. So let me cut this out. So let me just cut it out from here. So when you get your fabric, the number of yards you are going to use is dependent on your customer's size. It doesn't really mean, but then a regular 2.5 yards will be ideal for the top. So here you get the front and the back of your Danshiki, right? and you fold the fabric in this form. Then most people will be asking me, what is my guide to fold this? Let me explain to you. Don't be in a haste. So now, my measurements of the customer I have, the shoulder is 19, right? Shoulder is 19. So we are going to divide by 2. So divide the shoulder by 2. We are going to divide the shoulder by 2 so that let me explain this so that you get it very well. So divide by 2, 19 by 2 is going to give me 9.5, right? This is 9.5. Now, this is the regular way you do it so that you don't have any mistake. 19. Then you just indicate. Then the sleeve length the person wants to have will be 10 inches for the short sleeve version. Remember, it's a short sleeve version, right? 10 inches. Then you add extra 2 inches for the folding of the sleeve. So this is just the gauge or the range, right? So if you feel like now readjusting this so that you don't waste fabric. So I have 6 inches left. So I will just, adjust this to 6 inches point so that the whole fabrics will be in bulk without, having to be in pieces, so that here can be enough to do my band or whatsoever. So you have got to understand how to get your measure fabric needed, right? Now, please let me say that again. I said, don't mind the chalks here. So let me 19 shoulder from here. Then you indicate. Their sleeve length is 10 plus extra 2 inches. That's 12. So total, what I have is 21.5, which is ideal. So now you have gotten to know this. This is how to get your dimension of the fabric you are going to work with. Now, always you cross-check your top length. You cross-check your top length. So now my top length I want to use for this guy will be a top length of 32. So I still have extra 3 inches here, which is okay for the fold, right? So I will make do with it. So now you will mark out your baseline. Normal thing you do, mark out your baseline. Now please don't use color chalks on your fabric. The reason I use color chalks on white fabric is because of my illustrations, so you can see it, right? But on your own drafting stage, don't use color chalks. Try to use white chalks on your white fabric. It helps to make the work neater and more professional, right? So you mark out your baselines just this way, and then after you have marked out your baselines just that way, now you go ahead by applying your shoulder of 19 or whatever shoulder you have, plus the sleeve length of 10, then plus 2 inches for folding, or 1.5 depending. So you just take it there. Then from that extreme end, from this point, now because of the nature of this danshiki and how it usually fits, so I will tell you that you have range of slanting. Now your slanting should not be the regular 2.5 you do. If you do 2.5, the regular senator or 3 inches you do on senator feet, it will have rumples on the armhole region. So in here, you need to slope it more. So in some cases, I use 4 for my regular danshiki. Then for the maxi sizes, I use 7. Do you get? So all these things are subject to your own decision. So the reason I use 7 for the maxi ones is because of how big it is. But since this one is a regular danshiki, I will use 4 inches for my slope or slanting. And then having done that, then once I have used 4 inches for my slanting, then I will make my neckline. Neck is 18, so I will mark 2.5 inches width. And then here I will mark 3 inches. Obviously, you should have known this by now. I use the same neckline of my formula of the same formula neckline for my senator outfits. So go this way and also go all through this way as well. And then connect that's 4 inches slope to the neck edge. It goes all through in this form, right? So connect to the neck edge. So it goes all through to this point this way, and then after which you now determine the opening. So the opening will now be the customer's round sleeve measurement. So usually I add extra 2 inches. So round sleeve is 18, which is 9. So plus 2 is 11. That the 2 inches I'm adding is because of the joining and the closure, so that I will have enough space left inside. So 11, right? Then on that 11-inch mark, I will come in by 2.5 or 3. So let's come in by 3. Now, the reason you should come in by 3 is because so that the underneath arm will not be longer than the outer arm when you are sewing, right? Or when you have finished sewing. So here you tilt your tape this way. You go all through this way. Then once you have drawn this line, then you still come in again from here. You can come in by 3 again, or 4 or 5, depending, right? So because of the person's nature of size, we are going to use 3. Now, when you use 3, you are now going to cross-check if this, what you have here, is covering the person's chest measurement. Now, the person's chest measurement is 48, which is 12. So it's still very much free. Now, you can still go ahead and cross-check both the hip and the chest. So the hip is 52 or 50, yeah, 12.5. So you see that the measurement you have here must still be greater than the chest value. Once you follow this procedure, you will get the same thing, because we don't use chest in drafting this. It's always a very free outfit, but it's still going to be very close to the chest region, right? Not that it will be outrageously big. So now you do it that way, and then you bring your cuffs, which I have already told us in my other videos that these cuffs are very important. You have to be budgeting to buy them. I know it's not easy, but just budget to buy them, then curve it all through that way. Now this curve is to make sure that everything is aligning, so it's something that will go through this form. So obviously now you do the neckline curve just like this. So it comes from here as well to this very point. So this is what you have. So now you have gotten, or I have drafted the front panel. So I will go ahead and cut out this. I'll also show you how to cut the back. So if you are deriving value from this video, please kindly give me a thumbs up. Just like this video, because liking this video will make YouTube to recommend this video to other designers as well. People that are searching for how to learn this online. My channel here is the best channel where you can learn any topic in a very simplified manner without using ambiguous terms or words that are not relatable to a layman or to a beginner. So you go all through this way. So this is a masterclass on Danshiki. So you can see how simple, how precise and effective this is already, right? So you go all through this way. So now the front panel has been drafted. You get so now this can serve for whatever reason it might come in for. Then the front panel has been drafted. So let's see how the the designs I created will be placed properly on them. So these designs will be placed this way on the neck circumference. You see that it will also be placed this way, just like this. So this is how the design will be for the Danshiki. You see how beautiful it is, right? So let's now cut the back, and then I'll also show you how to go about it. Now for the back drafting or the back cutting, you just still bring the same fabric nature you have made provision for when you were drafting the panels. So you still indicate or dictate the front and back as usual, then fold in this form. So your folding now will still be the same range of what you used in the front panel, but this time around it will be a bit bigger. It will be a bit bigger, right? It will be a bit bigger. So a bit bigger. So how do you know it's a bit bigger? You still bring the front panel this way, and then you still fold it and make sure it's a bit bigger. I think I will increase the folding more, so a bit bigger. I will show you the reason, don't worry, just be watching. So a bit bigger than what you had at the beginning. I pray they don't take the lights. This one they are shaking, so I can shift, I can teach this once and for all. So now I will iron so that the whole fabric will relax. And the ironing, okay, let me do it together with the front panel. So you place the front panel as well. To be here. To be here. So this thing I'm taking my time to do. You just have to take your time. I know why I just allow the video to be reading, so that you see how I am taking my time to arrange the fabric. It's not something that you can rush. You get. So if there was a way I can rush it, I would have done it. But you just have to take your time to rush it, to not rush it, to do it this way. Okay, so I think I still need to increase this fabric. I will show you why. I will tell you why when we start the drafting stage. This is okay now for me. This is okay now. So now you fold this, place it this way, and then we iron again. Just gradually, you iron again. So this will be one of the most interesting videos you will see anywhere on the internet on Danshiki drafting. Then you iron. So I see how the ironing is helping me to relax both the front and the back panel at once. That's the essence of using steam iron. So I do always advocate for people or designers to inculcate the habit of ironing while they are sewing. Why some will always be saying, after sewing, I will iron a lie. You will forget, or you get lazy about it. So the earlier you learn how to iron, the better your jobs will start coming out nicely or more professional. So this ironing now will help the fabric to relax before you do anything. So now we are here. So let's continue. So now we are here. Let's continue. All right. So now, to continue this, remember that we used 2.5 to slant or to slope the front. So because of this, Danshiki does not have back facing, right? So we are going to raise the back here by 3 inches. So the back must have 3 inches extra. Now the 3 inches is for a reason. I will also tell you. The joining we are going to use half an inch to join, so that it will have enough opening pressing. So 3 inches is what we are going to raise the back, and then connect it all through in this form. Then you are going to use your, okay, let's use this ruler. Then the same way you go about our back neckline depth, and the 1.5 this way, using this as well to proceed. Just like this. So remember that the back does not have facing, you get, but I will still show you how to seal the back neck and the shoulder region. So you cut. So cutting from this very point. Cutting from this very point, just like this. And then you cut out all through this way. You cut all through this way. So now when you get to this point, you will notice that I intentionally, the reason for adding that fabric extra is to make sure that this back panel is wider, so that I can, cut an extra fabric here. It's for a reason. I will show you. So this plate will have extra fabric here. I will show you. Then you can now go ahead and cut from here. Now go ahead and cut from here. So now this is this. So you fold the back panel to come in front. Now when you fold it, you are going to make sure that the front neckline is corresponding, and then you can now trim out the excesses from here. Can now trim it out. So the back region should be of this nature. You get. Now you intentionally leave 1 inch here, because when after joining, you are going to drag the front panel to come down to meet this. By so doing, you get a perfect neckline shape. I've met several people asking me, why am I leaving 1 inch here? That's the reason. I've explained this in my other videos. I won't keep explaining some topics severally, so that you don't I don't bore you with similar information. So this one will be 1 inch. So to be left when you are drafting, right? Even if you don't want to leave it, there's no problem. The work will still come out well. So now we have marked out the front and back neck line. So this is what it looks like. So I'll also show you the sewing stage. So please, if you love what you're seeing, kindly comment sewing, so that I will make the sewing tutorial. Now for the back neckline, remember that we don't have what's it called? We don't have facing, right? But that's how you will do it. Now, and there's no piping because we are using what's it called? Embroidering already. So there's what they call fancy facing. Either you do it at the inside or at the outside. It's all your choice, right? It's all your choice. So you can do a decorative facing at the back. It's all your choice. So now I think I will do it to be at the back. I will do it to be at the back, like at the front of the back panel. It's all your choice. So this is going to be a decorative stitch, a decorative facing rather, sorry, a decorative facing, but it will help us to turn or seal the back neck. So I will cut this way. So the facing is not going to cover the whole of the shoulder. Please note, it will just cover a certain level of the shoulder. Then maybe 7 inches in wider, right? So now you are not going to design. I'm not trying to design the nature of facing that will be at the back, so that it will not be just a very plain facing. It will not be just a very plain facing. It will just have, you know, some steps and artistic curves. So these artistic curves will help the job to come out like a more professional outfit. So this will be at the right side. Like I will use haste to gum this. I will use haste to gum this, and then I will fold it and then use it to seal the neck. Then fold this in a way that it will be bold, so that it will have that 80-ball like or 80-ball, you know, kind of facing at the back. It's just a decorative effect. You can try to make yours to be square, curvy, anyhow you want to do it is your choice, right? There's no problem about it. So this is just the back facing, how it should be like. So now, once you have done this, now the front panel will now be this way. So if you want to see how I will attach this, if you want to watch the video and see how I will attach this, please kindly comment sewing, so that I will know that you are interested to see the sewing stage of this outfit. Comment sewing. If you want to see how I will attach this on the outfit, comment sewing, so that I will show you the sewing stage as well. So thanks for watching, guys. See you in the next one. Bye bye for now.